IMERC welcomes you to a walkthrough video for submitting your renewal notifications through the GovOnline portal. Notification renewal reporting is every 3 years. You are reporting for total U.S. sales for 1 calendar year, and the total for each product category must be reported in grams. Each reporting period is 3 years apart for a 1 calendar year of data, and that data is due no later than July 1st, the year after the reporting period. That deadline was changed to align with the EPA TSCA mercury reporting inventory. We are going to walk you through the general process of reporting a triennial renewal. Step 1 is to log into the system. Next, go to the Submissions tab. Click on Approve Submissions in the left navigation. When you submitted for the previous reporting period, it would have been application 3869 in this instance for calendar year 2024 reporting. You would click on the Renew tab to start the process. There are other places in the portal to access this. We can take a quick look at that. The Submission tab might be the best place to always look, but other locations can get you to the same result. For instance, the Home tab is the tab left of the Submission tab. Click to the very right of that same home location is the quick access right-hand navigation, and on that list is Approved Submissions. Click. Either way, you are looking for this green Renew button. Click that button. This is a bit of a side note, but you'll see that there is an important message at the top here. And that is because sometimes manufacturers have so many pending notifications in the system that the system doesn't properly process the order, or sometimes will even submit your renewal as a duplicate. That is why this is an important message here. And if you have pending submissions, you may want to consider to delete those pending notifications first. So I'm going to get off the subject here so we can take a quick look on how to delete anything that was left in the system and may cause interference with your renewal. Again, the Submissions tab, Edit Pending in the left navigation, and look for the red X in the Delete column. That red X is something you'll see in the system, so only use it when you are certain about deleting. By the way, this would also be a place that you could amend pending submissions that IMERC has placed your submission in amend status. Okay, so let's move forward. Click the Renew button. Once you get your renewal application, you basically need to just check to see that everything is current. First, when the form comes up, click Next. The general information screen will indicate that this is a triennial notification. The grayed out button under notification type does not allow you to change anything. If you clicked on this Renew button for the previous year's submission, the submission will generate the next year's submission. In this example, it'd be 2027, and your type will show as triennial notification, just like this one. This is why it's so important to not have any other pending submissions in the system. If you are unsure at any point or need to check anything in the system, you can always make special note of the application number 3421 and save the submission. And when you come back, click on Edit Pending Submissions. By finding the number, you can resume the submission. The reporting company type should also not change for renewal. This notification form is for a single manufacturer. That status also should not change. Click to advance to the next screen. This screen will show you all of your company and contact information. If anything is incorrect here, click the blue Unlock button above the company name. Correct the information and then click the same button, which will say Lock at this point. And then it's a good idea to save, especially if you've made any changes. Then click Next to move on to the next screen. The next screen is your product information, probably the most important. The product details will autofill from your previous triennial submissions. The only information you really need to complete is the total sales at the bottom of each category, and to check and make sure everything is right in some of the written information here. In this example, you are reporting a renewal of a 2024 submission, so this data is for calendar year 2027's data. If any of the products previously reported were discontinued after the end of the previous reporting period, which would be December 31st, 2024, and prior to the beginning of this reporting period for 2027, which would be January 1st, 2027 in this example, and there was no remaining inventory offered for sale, and you currently have no remaining inventory, you would delete that product in this submission by clicking on the red X at the right of the product name. That would prompt the question as to the date it was phased out by your company, and there should be 0 sales during the period for which you are now reporting. The phase out. Note, do not delete a product if you still have inventory or are offering it for sale. So moving forward, this product detail should be autofilled. The product name would appear on the gold box at the left and shown at the product name at the right in this example. The product is a lamp, a UV lamp under the component and component location. You would not complete component or component location. These two boxes are for larger mercury added products that have an internal component. The purpose of mercury is how the mercury is utilized in your product, which is required information. The mercury content also already autofilled and should not change. The total mercury for renewal would be all you would need to complete. That number is the total amount of products that were sold in the US for calendar year of which you are reporting, 2027 for this example, times the actual mercury content in your product, and that total converted to grams. If the mercury content was reported in parts per million, you would still need to convert total sales to grams. After you finish the information for the first product, click Save. Do not click Next unless your company is only reporting one product category. And as you can see in this example, there are 2 product categories. Go back to the left navigation and click on the product name in the yellow box and start the same process over. When you click on the title of your next product, the product detail will also be autofilled from your previous reporting year. In this case, the product is a larger product with a mercury component. The mercury component is a lamp in this case. The number of components is how many of these lamps in this example are in the larger product. 2 mercury lamps in the larger product. This is not where you indicate the number of lamps sold, only the number of components in your larger product. Component location must also be completed. Now, the bottom half of this product information, purpose of the mercury component in your larger product. And this is an example of where the product was reported as an exact amount of mercury instead of a range in that component part. And then the total US sales for the calendar year. You're reporting for just this larger product. Just a note here, if you have 0 US sales for the 1 calendar year for which you are reporting on, any product category, if you offered it for sale in the reporting year, report it and put in the total for grams as 0. And in the top product category section, in the description of the product box on the left, say offered for sale, but no sales. Again, click on the Save button at the bottom. And if this is your last product category, click Next. The next screen is currently not mandatory, but we encourage you to complete. And when EPA and IMERC can finalize coordination of the data whereby a manufacturer can meet the requirements for TSCA EPA mercury inventory reporting by just reporting to IMERC, then you'll be glad that you did. Basically, you would take the total for all of your product categories and convert the total into pounds, rounding the number up to the nearest pound, and save any information and move on to the next. This screen is to assist the states and the manufacturer in proper labeling. Answer the questions. Remember, these questions are related to the end product that you sell. If you sell component parts, complete this about those products. If you sell a larger product with an internal component part, answer these questions based on the labeling that is on your larger product. And it's always good to attach photos of labeling if you are unsure and need clarification. If you want to check out the labeling videos for the manufacturers, there's a link on the right. One is for standard labeling and the other one is for how to apply for an alternative if you can't meet standard labeling. Click Save and Next for the next screen. The signed senior management certification is required for all submissions in the GovOnline portal. It must be a new signed certification for each submission. For notification, it's a separate document and is not part of the application and therefore must be uploaded as an attachment. Click on the online radio button. Click on Add Files. Choose your file. Select from your save files and the file name will show up to the right. Once you see that, click Save. Any number of documents other than the certification or labeling can be added, even if it's some clarification of what you've placed in your submission. Labeling information is also good to have information that speaks to what you've already put in the labeling tab. To move to the next screen, click Next. This shows that your attachments were successfully uploaded. Click Next to move to the next screen. Click the certification checkbox. Answer the security question. If you get this incorrect, remember you've saved 5 security questions. And click Submit. This is what will show up in the system when you have completed your submission. Make note of the application ID. It will be the new number for your 2027 submission that the system generated. In this example, 4321. Remember, the new number that shows up here will be the number that you will look to renew for your next reporting period, say 2030. If you look at your submissions, it will show you the status. Complete Submit is showing that it was successfully submitted and is ready for review, nothing more. After your submission, the online system will generate an automated email and identify that IMERC received your submission. Please keep track again of the number. That number will be included in any further emails from IMERC on behalf of the states. Once the submission goes through the full multi-state process and IMERC has acknowledged the result in the online system, you will receive another email notice that your submission has been approved. On the right, you'll see that. This is the basic process. Depending on when your submission is received, it may take some time if there are other previously submitted applications by other companies on the list before yours. If you have any questions, contact IMERC at nemoa.org.